because I went to camp fighting, thinking, hey, if the door closes, then I'll never have a regret. And that's how I've always approached life. You know, work hard, don't take any shortcuts, and therefore you won't have any regrets. And now that I sit here, you know, part of the Philadelphia Phillies, one of 4 teams remaining, I can look back and kind of see the fruit of my labor and understand that it has been worth it. It has been worth, you know, being in the trenches and having your back up against the wall to be a part of something this special.
What has the playoff experience been so far for you?
Well, so far I've only had 1 at bat, and we've only played 3 games, all 3 of which we've won. So, as of right now, my playoff experience has been incredible. You know, as a group, we still feel like our goal is to win 8 more games, and you know, hopefully we can fulfill that goal.
Are you able to just step back and take it in? I know, like, it's a huge rush all the time. But...
Yeah, you know what? Once in a while, you know, you kind of. I remember when we were in Cincinnati, we clinched, and I had that almost like my conscience whisper to me, like, soak this in, you know, soak this in. I kind of looked around, and even after Game 2 here in Philly, seeing the crowd going nuts, and just soaking it in, it's been a joy. But in the same breath, you almost have to block it out and keep your mental edge because we still have work to do.
How about with you and Dom? It seems like you've kind of taken him under your wing in a way. How cool has it been to see him mature?
Oh man, I love Dominic Brown, and people may look at us and think, oh, we're from 2 totally different worlds. You know, he's the young up-and-coming star. I'm kind of on my way out from different parts of the country. But in my eyes, it's kind of like the movie Brian's Song. You know, Gale Sayers and Brian Piccolo. On paper, they don't have much in common. They didn't have much in common, but in the fabric of who they are, they had a lot in common. And Dominic and I, it's a similar story. We do love each other. I always yell at him, call him my little brother. He's like, "What's up, big brother?" And he's just, he's a sweet guy. Aside from that, he's got an unbelievable future, and he's going to have a big part in the future of the Philadelphia Phillies. And for a guy like me to come alongside of him, I told him, hey, I'm going to buy you dinner. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take care of you. Because when I was young, I had guys like Mike McFarland and Jeff Montgomery and Tim Belcher do that for me. So the one thing that those older guys told me when I was young is, hey, you don't worry about thanking us. You just do this when you're a little bit older and when you're in our situation. You take care of the younger guys. So it's easy to take care of guys like Dominic because he is the future. And I tell him, hey, when you're in my shoes someday, you take care of the young guys. And he's just an unbelievable guy. His talent's off the chart. His heart's as big as anyone I've ever met. Comes from a beautiful family, and I've always told him, your future, the ceiling is as high as you push it to be, because he's that talented.
How about this Hugs for Sweeney? Have you heard about all this stuff going on?
I've heard a little bit about it, but I've tried to protect my heart and my mind from the distractions over the years. So I rarely pay attention to any media or websites.
Do you find it kind of cool though that the fans of Philadelphia have kind of rallied around you and what you've been as a player here?
I feel very humbled that the fans have been so good to me here. I've only been here for 2.5 months. They've been probably 2.5 months of them. These past 2.5 months have been some of the most exciting and joyful times of my major league career. And to have the fans wrap themselves around me and embrace me the way they have it's been incredible. Anyone from the hugs, whatever.
Yeah.
And I have a nun that's been writing me. Her name is Sister Mary Sweeney, and invite me out to the school. So between Sister Mary, you got the fighting Phillies, the hugs. It's been a bit overwhelming, and just I know I'm a small part of this puzzle, but getting announced Game 1. When Doc threw his no-hitter. And it was kind of like, hey, and one of the extra guys, number 5, Mike Sweeney, and to come out of the dugout and hear the ovation that the fans gave me, it's something I'll never forget.
That's great. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.